Hey moms and dads of children who need vaccinations. I want to share this video for you today to help you prepare yourself and your child for the experience of their vaccination. My name is Tammy Dennett and I'm a registered nurse. I work in the vaccination clinic for COVID currently, and I've seen a lot of great do's and a few things I would recommend as don'ts. So I want to share some of those things with you today so that you can have a more successful experience with the vaccination. So I'm going to break this down into three sections: the pre-vaccination appointment, what happens inside the appointment, and what happens after the vaccination. So let's talk about pre-vaccination first. Now, if you're anything like me, you might not like needles yourself, and that's okay, right? We don't have to like needles. Sometimes we have to do things that we don't like to get the things that we want. That being said, notice your thoughts and feelings around vaccinations or needles and how you are shaping that with your child. Things to avoid are to use words like it's going to hurt, it's going to hurt, because we don't know if it's going to hurt. It just feels like a little pinch, or it's going to sting for a little while, because they hear those words and they're going to latch onto them. Instead, it might be worthwhile to explore what are their thoughts about it, what are their worries about it, if they bring it up. If they don't bring it up, you may not need to talk about it until the morning of. But planning ahead of time will support this conversation when it does come up. So now your child is saying that, Mom, I don't want to go. I don't want to go for a vaccine. It's going to hurt. What do I do? And it's a great question. I'll give you some recommendations and tips that I think might be helpful for you. This is no way prescriptive. You're going to parent your child the best way you know how to parent them because you know them best. My recommendation is, when they bring forward a conversation like this, is to explore what they think. Well, what do you think about it is going to hurt? What makes you say that? Have you had an experience before where something hurt and you were okay afterwards? Start to find their strengths in doing hard things, in doing the things that they're uncomfortable doing, and then explore those strengths to see if those are things that we can bring to the appointment. So maybe they'll say, yeah, I remember one time I was scared and I had my favorite stuffy there and I felt better. Would you like it if we bring your favorite stuffy? Yeah, can we do that? Of course. So you let them lead the discovery as to what they are going to be receptive to help them feel more comfortable. The other thing is, should you be talking about your own experience and your own concerns or fears, that's okay. You can share that with them and say, listen, I used to be scared too, or I don't like needles either, but here's what I do to get through it. And help them see that you're just like them and that you also need tools. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you sing your favorite song when it's happening, and you share how that helps you get through. Of course, you want it to be true. If your experience has always been horrible and you just have crippling anxiety when you have to have needles, then it may be easier to sidestep that conversation and focus on their strengths so that you can be a resource to them. Now, let's talk about in the appointment. Actually, before we go to in the appointment, let's talk about some of the things you can do in order to prepare them to come and have all the resources they need to be as comfortable as possible. I'm going to share a document. It's Alberta Health Services is the organization I work with. And we have a commitment to comfort document. It's on the internet. I'll put the link below. And you're going to see there's several different strategies that you can use. And this will even help you with your conversation with your child to find out, how can I support you best? So let's look at that document next. So in this document, you can see that there's lots of things to focus on them. My favorite movie, my favorite toys, my favorite TV show. And these may be things that you bring with you to help distract them or use to have conversations about. Right? So tell me about that character in that movie that you love so much. What is it that they wear again? And it will distract their brain so that we can get the vaccination done. There's also 9 different strategies here to help them select things that will help them feel comfortable. So numbing cream, and just so you know, Mom and Dad, the numbing cream only numbs the outside surface, so they won't feel the needle going in, which is what they fear the most. They will still feel the medication being put into their muscle, which is usually what most children notice. Just to put that out there for you. So it's not 100%, but it's definitely a worthwhile strategy to help them feel comfortable. Blowing and breathing. Breathing is a fantastic technique. This is stuff you can do at home anytime they feel anxious or stressed or worried. It's a way to calm. It's actually stimulating the vagal nerve, which is going to slow down the heart rate. Taking a nice deep breath in and holding it and let it go slowly. And you notice the shoulders dropping. You can do this several times in a row until they feel better, until they feel calmer, until they start to feel like their anxiety is coming down or their stress. It's a fantastic technique. We can also have them look away or close their eyes. Now, in the chair, many parents will say, don't watch, because they have their own worry that if they watch, it's going to make them scared. I will share with you the children will know what they need to do. Many of them don't want to watch, and they'll look away or they'll close their eyes or they'll watch their TV screen. But for those who do want to watch, they're intent and they want to see everything, and they're okay. I've never had a child watch who then moves away. So let them decide. The more you can give your child autonomy to make those little micro decisions in the moment, because the vaccination is happening. So the more we give them autonomy up until that point, the more in control they feel, the less stress they will have. And in the next video, I'm going to show with you how I will show you a very special hold that we have for our children who are 1 year and older, who are still lap sitting, to help them feel comfortable. So in the meeting, it is quite possible that the child will still become anxious. And I'm going to share with you now my number one tip that I teach all of my children, because when they come into the office, they're sometimes coming in and being pulled. They're kicking and screaming. They don't even want to come in because they know what's going to happen. And that's okay. The first thing I do is I validate them. And I say, hey, you know what? Tell me, what are you thinking? I'm scared and I don't want a needle. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I don't like needles either. I'm just like you. And I wonder, do you notice what's happening in your body right now when you tell yourself you're scared? Like, do you notice the tears? Mm-hmm. Do you notice how your breathing feels like faster? Yes. And does it feel like your heart rate's going really fast and you just want to run out of here? Yes. I acknowledge and validate what they're feeling, and then I share with them, here's my number one tip. Would you like to hear it? And they always say yes. And I say, your brain will believe anything you tell it. So because you're telling your brain you're scared right now, that's why you have all these feelings. Now, if you tell your brain that you're strong and you got this, do you think you might feel different? And sometimes they're not sure. But I have them say it out loud. I'm strong, or I'm brave. There's some variations you can use here. So I am strong and I got this. Or I am safe and I'm going to be okay. Something positive that draws on their strengths and is future focused, that they know that they're going to be okay. And I'll have them repeat it back to me. So tell me again, I'm okay and I've got this. And they'll start with, I'm okay and I got this. Awesome. Say it again with me. I'm okay and I got this. And you'll start to notice a shift in the tone in their voice. And then I will say to them, I want you to keep practicing that to yourself. And you can even talk to your brothers or your mom about this. I'm just going to ask a few questions of your mom. And I go through the allergies and all the things I need to know. And as I'm getting ready, sometimes they'll revert back to the old thoughts about this being scary and the tears will come. I'm like, hey, do you remember what we just did? I want you to practice that again with me. I'm okay and I got this. And I would say 80% of the time, we're able to vaccinate without any significant issue. The other 20% of the time, the children are already far gone, like they're deep in that barrel of it's scared, I can't do this, it's not safe, that it will require some extra support. But if you can help them find their strengths ahead of time, and then when we come into the meeting, reinforce that, I'll tell you what, some of the kids have left my room going, I got this! So super exciting to watch them embody this, because I tell them, it's not just the secret for today. This is the secret for life. Anytime you feel unsure, uncertain, scared, worried, you can change how you feel by telling your brain, you're okay, you're safe, and you got this. Now, of course, the kids always come back with some fun things like, well, I wouldn't want to jump off a cliff. So they're smart. They're very, very smart. But I just want to share that that's my number one tip to help children de-escalate themselves and be prepared to survive the vaccination with great honor. Now, after the vaccination, the words still matter. We want to celebrate their strengths and celebrate that they overcame something that was difficult for them. And you may want to have a celebration plan for afterwards so that they know what's going to happen. Maybe you go home and they get to pick out the movie for the night, the family night, the game that you play. They get to be the parent for the day, whatever it is that inspires them. So non-monetary costs, or you may want to take them out for ice cream, or let's go take a walk in your favorite trail, or let's go to the store and get your favorite toy. In some way that you choose to celebrate with them, that they overcame something and they found new strength in them, that's always a good thing. Now in the next video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to hold your child in order to create more comfort and a more safe experience for both you, the child, and the nurse. Take care and make it a great day.